Hey all, I hope you're doing good. Now, detoxification. I'm certain and 100% certain you've been targeted by ads at this time of year. If you've ever searched for any sort of detoxification product or health product or weight loss or just some way to improve your skin, to improve your hair, all these different things, that you've been targeted by ads for detoxification companies. Now, I'm not even going to go into the depths of the 7-day fasts or these juice fasts or all these supplement companies that will give you these products to let you, some companies might be okay, but they will let you have this one drink a day, or say have this apple a day or something, in order to allow your body to detoxify. Because so many people push forward, and I've seen so many frustrations that people have with their health that we need to discuss. Because simply going on a detoxification diet, now, detoxification should happen when you simply stop eating so much crap, or you stop drinking so much alcohol. Yes, we can be pushing our body and our kidneys through a lot of stress and a lot of strain, but a lot of people have problems with detoxification. We have three phases. The first phase is actually stage zero, then there's one and two. So phase one, two, and three, or zero, one, and two, just because science wasn't that, like, it was a bit complicated anyway. So let's just count from zero rather than from one. But a lot of people have problems with the second phase of detoxification, especially women, when it comes to their hormonal makeup. Now, the first phase, and you'll see here that when you've been working and you've been working with a lot of chemicals, so whether that's in the construction industry, hopefully not doing yourself an injury, or in the beauty salons or hairdressers, even like gardeners, decorators, all these different things where you've had a lot of chemicals or pesticides in the farming areas as well, especially here in Norfolk where I live. We have one of the poorest air qualities in the country. I believe it's in like the top 6 or 7 places for like worst pollution levels in the country. Not necessarily for diesel fumes, which are actually known to very highly block detoxification pathways in the body, but also when it comes to the farming industry, which is like top. Like if you go around Norfolk, if you're from Norfolk, you will resonate with this. If you drive around Norfolk in our cars, that the roads are only built for like one car, and you get stuck behind a tractor, it I said that proper Norfolk as well. You get stuck behind a tractor, boy. When you get stuck behind a tractor, it is a bloody nightmare. Now, the first stage of detoxification is where we get toxins in our body, and we might then convert them into smaller substances to allow your body to aid detoxification in the second stage. So, this is the first stage, stage zero. And we need certain herbs, we need good vitamin C levels, we need to get good levels of cruciferous vegetables. So, like broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, kale, turnips, all these different things, and some other vitamins and minerals. So we need to get these toxins and start to break them down to make them from fat to water soluble, so we can then actually start to transport them. Now, this second stage, once we've started this thing we call conjugation, which is going to take these water soluble minerals and get them into a place where they're ready to be excreted out of the body. We struggle with this. So we're actually essentially picking these things up, picking these toxins up in stage one, and then converting them round in stage two. And women are a lot suffer with this a lot more than us guys do, but definitely guys, if you've worked with a lot of chemicals, or you're struggling with your health, with a lot of brain fog and all these different things, definitely look into this. So we need to get the good levels of sulfur. Now, this is a problem if you have a problem with sulfur. We're told to get highly sulfur, loads of sulfide from vegetables or wherever it is we're told to get them from, but some people react to this. I used to be very reactive and had to calm down inflammation throughout my body before I could then take on high levels of these vegetables. So things like high levels of broccoli, spinach, and kale, all these things were actually potentially damaging to my body. You know, those healthy vegetables everyone tells you to eat. So we need to look into that first off. Hence why it's very hard to just put out a broadened video on this, because people might have problems beforehand that stops them even getting to this point that we need to sort out and stop that inflammation. Things like getting a good level of amino acids in your body, good trace minerals, good vitamin B12, and being able to methylate that vitamin B12 as well. And so a lot of vegans will have problems with this unless we're supplementing with the right supplementation. It's absolutely healthy to be, or absolutely possible to be healthy as a vegan with the right supplementation. And there's just as many unhealthy meat eaters as there are vegans. I will definitely say that one. And also glutathione, which is a cellular level antioxidant, one of the strongest antioxidants in the body, that a lot of people will suffer from depletion with high levels of stress. So we think we then need to get these toxins, we need to pick them up, we need to mobilize them, and then we need to chuck them out, which is stage 3, which is further filtration throughout the kidneys, and then excretion, whether that's through pissing it out, whether it's through going to the toilet and pooping it out, or sweat, or even tears. I don't recommend crying the amount of toxins out you need, because you're going to just be crying all day long. But sweating, so hence saunas, which is a bit hard at the moment, but saunas are really good for you for sweating out the toxins. And then we go for sweating when it comes to exercise, and obviously just going to the toilet anyway. But the problem is, if we think of this like a crane, you know, you get the cranes. If you think on Toy Story with the monsters, and they're like, oh, the monster crane, or something like that, and they get the crane coming. But you're in the arcade and you think, I'm going to get that teddy. So we're going to just end up, Karen, the finished sauna. We don't really, well, I haven't really seen many people over here in the UK, Karen, that have these saunas. But I was over, not this November, just gone for obvious reasons, but the November before with a client in Vancouver. And we went and picked up a sauna, and she absolutely loved it. Just this sauna to have in her house. It's amazing. But anyway, back to that crane analogy. We put the money into the crane and we want to get a grabber to actually get this teddy or something out. So we've done stage 1, which is putting the money in. Stage 2 is going to pick it up. Stage 3 is keeping this closed so we can pick it up and actually drop that teddy into the little exit chute, right? So I like to use random analogies, but I really do think that works. The trouble we have is too many people get stuck on stage 2 and they pick up the teddy at a certain point and just drop it elsewhere. So the problem that happens is that you have your morning coffee or something like that, coffee which activates the bowels, and we then just start transporting these toxins. But we can't excrete them from the body because we haven't worked on opening them pathways and lowering the stress in the body, lowering the inflammation. So we pick them up, we simply take a toxin, say, from here, and then we drop it down here. We're just translocating it to different places within the body. Therefore, what can you actually do? Well, some of the things we need to do potentially is working on a different protocol to get different supplements in to open up pathways and look at stress and look at inflammation. So that is a bit more on a one-to-one basis. So if you are really struggling with this, you've struggled with weight loss in the past, or low energy, high levels of brain fog, low motivation, then drop me a message. I'm doing the one-to-one coaching and also 1-to-2 coaching if you've got a friend you want to join up with. But just look at how can you lower inflammation? How can you lower stress? And see that getting breathing techniques, as we've said, we said about box breathing and different nose breathing, mouth taping, and all these different things to help you breathe through your nose rather than just through your mouth. Meditation, mindfulness, these sorts of things, just to help you lower stress. But the big things that are going to be is that if you are eating a lot of food that puts strain on your kidneys, strain on your body from all the junk food and all the processed side of things, then add in alcohol, smoking, and a highly stressed lifestyle, just really look to how can you step back? How can you really step back and be honest with yourself? Because I know that it is a hard time to say, cut out alcohol. But if that alcohol is really, really impacting you and you're suffering from some of these symptoms, then honestly, I would step back from it for a little while. And then you can look at adding it back in safely. This is not to say alcohol is the devil, junk food is the devil, or anything like this. Take it out, build your body up to the point where it can actually handle this stuff, and then have it in as an enjoyment. But honestly, if you ever have problems with any of these things, brain fog, inflammation, where it comes to just you're lethargic, depression, anxiety, low moods, binge eating, all these different things, then you really need to look into your detoxification pathways, because there could probably overly stressed, and we need to stop them from being blocked up and being able to aid them to work effectively, to not just pick up the teddy, not just move it around, but get it to the exit chute and then get it out of the body. So if you need help with that, drop me a message and we can talk further. Have a great